Hey, what's up? So, at this time of making this video, there is still 221,000 players on Steam playing Path of Exile 2. Why am I still playing PoE 2 after 560 hours? That is actually a good question. Normally, when I play a season of anything, either it's Path of Exile 1, Last Epoch, previously Diablo 4, after 100 hours, I'm pretty much done with like the seasonal things, right? But Path of Exile 2 is very different. And you know what's interesting? We don't even have half of the game yet. We're still missing half of the classes. We're still missing half of the weapons. We're still missing half of the campaign. We're still missing a lot of skills of the weapons that we already have in the game, yet I'm still playing. Why? I must say, there's a lot of good things in Path of Exile 2, but there's a lot of bad things. The thing is, GGG has a very good record of listening and adjusting. In other games, you know, people have been asking for maybe more stash tabs and stuff like this, and it never happened, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. In Path of Exile 2, they know, they listen, and they just want to have this open conversation with the community in order to make the best game ever. Today, I don't want to make a 20 minutes video to tell you like what's the pros, what's the cons. The pros, the game is just good. That's it. I feel like I'm playing Diablo 2 again when I wake up in the morning. I'm excited to play PoE 2. Today, I just want to go over the bad things in PoE 2. So first of all, we're gonna talk about crafting. Crafting is just bad. Literally, it's a gambling machine. This is the only thing that you're gonna do. It's gambling. Gamba. Like, that's the only thing. There's nothing. You can get some omens to be a little bit more deterministic in your crafts, but that's pretty much it. I miss the crafting bench a lot. I think PoE 1 had too many crafting options in my opinion, but I think a good in-between to get like a very good crafting system in PoE 2 could be very cool. Right now, the best game with the best crafting system, except like PoE 1 for those who are used to this crafting system, for me the best crafting system is Last Epoch. You're always crafting, and it feels always like good to craft in this game. Another thing that is kind of related to crafting, there is way too many base items. I pick way too much stuff. It's insane. I really think they should add back the Scouring Orb, Orb of Chance, Blessed Orb, Alteration Orb, and maybe more new crafting materials. But right now, it just... the base items are not really valuable because most of the time, 99% of the time, you're not gonna get something good out of it. Let me give you an example. In Diablo 2, if you dropped an Archon plate on the ground, a white Archon plate, and the defense was bad, there was no reason to even pick it up. In PoE 2, if you dropped an attuned wand, and you want to use your transmutation and augmentation to see what prefix and suffix you're gonna get. All the time, if you really want to min-max your crafts, you're gonna pick every white items on the ground, you're gonna use materials on them and see what you're gonna get out of it. So it's really tiresome in the end, and I don't think it's a good thing for the longevity of the game in the long run. People are just gonna get tired of it, and it just doesn't make sense in my opinion. I think they should add back more of the old crafting materials, and if you're picking up a wand that is item level 81, now you're gonna pick only those wands on the ground and you're gonna craft around them, and you're gonna use your materials. So that's my opinion about crafting. It's bad right now. You pick up too much stuff. The base items, I mean, I don't know. It's bad. I'll be completely transparent. It's just bad. Second point, mapping is still missing a lot of smoothness in it. Let's go over the map device right here. So what I mean is the layouts of the maps are simply bad most of the time. Let's say that you are here, you find a spot where you're gonna have like 4, 5, 6 towers and you want to juice your maps. Most of the maps that you're gonna get are gonna be bad. Recently, they did mention in the Tavern Talk, which is the podcast that DM and Gazi are doing, and they did one with Jonathan Rogers, and they said they think it's important to have like different maps, and some maps needs to have this downside effect. But I think they should maybe rework the mechanics around it. Let me give you an example. If you have Mire with a bridge, I mean, it sucks, okay? But maybe if they reworked the amount of monsters that you get in a mire, now it's gonna be more interesting. Let's say that like you have like very small corridors and you actually you get bombarded with monsters during a breach. I mean, that can be very, very cool. But right now, the amount of monsters that you get in like a savanna map with your bridge versus a mire is completely different. So maybe they could adjust the layouts a little bit or the mechanics in the maps so they feel very rewarding and fun to do. Now it's really up to them where they want to go with like the mapping system. Again, I think the mapping was better in PoE 1, but there is a lot of potential in PoE 2. It's just I like chaining maps, chaining maps, chaining maps, chaining maps. In PoE 1, this is what I have, but in PoE 2, most of the time, like I'm like searching. I'm like, man, augury with a bridge. Screw this decay. I mean, ugh. Okay, cool. Deserted right here. We're gonna try to get some breaches in here, right? Forge, not a bad map, but not the best for a breach, right? So sulfuric cavern, same things. So there's like maybe out of 10 maps where you want to do breaches right now, because all the other mechanics, which is going to be my next point, we're going to talk about mechanics. It's like it's not working very well. You have like 2 good maps for your breaches out of 10, and then you have to move to another spot, and then it's gonna be the same. If I move here with like, let's say that there was like right here, let's say, okay, I come here, I juice the maps, there's gonna be like 3, 4 good breaches, and the rest of the maps are not even worth doing, so we're gonna move to another spot, rinse and repeat. So I think it's missing a lot of smoothness. I see the potential, but mapping is missing a lot of like cool stuff in it. My next point is going to be a very short one. I think there's a lot of underperforming skills. Right now, we have pretty much seen all the performing builds out there, and there's a lot of skills that are not performing well, and I think it would be better for build diversity to see like maybe some more skills being tuned up. And yeah, we'll see. But anyway, next reset there's gonna be a big balance, and probably like the druid, the huntress, new weapons, maybe new ascendancies. There's gonna be a lot of stuff, and we'll see at this point where we will be at. My next point, the warrior. Next point, map mechanics. We only have Breach that is performing right now. All the other mechanics are super bad and not even fun to do. Expedition and strong boxes used to be my favorite mechanics that I was always league starting with that. Even if it was like not the optimal way, I always liked strong boxes and expeditions. They always felt good to me. In PoE 2, they're just simply ultra bad. Expeditions are not juiced at all. They are boring, and what you can buy with your currencies is literally jack shit. The crafting, the expedition crafting in PoE 2 is far worse than the crafting in PoE 1. And in PoE 1, you had a merchant, I don't remember who it was, but like you could buy some currencies for your expedition token, and that did feel always super great. So you could get very cool amount of materials very early on to go on with your craft. And yeah, the crafting is just so bad. Like you're gonna break 99.9% of your items with this mechanic. I did a lot of them actually. I did a lot of expeditions. I tried. It's bad. It's just very, very bad. Delirium is a little bit better now. The monsters are not pushing you all the time. It feels better. I must say, I did even like maxed out this right here, and now I can use my essences on the maps to have like more delirium stuff. Feels good. It's okay. Like, it's better than it was, but it's still missing a little something, I must say. So maybe if it was juiced a little bit more, maybe it would be better. But I must say, like, delirium is like the second best mechanic right now. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. To me, it just feels very good. Strong boxes, super bad. They adjusted the spawn rate of the monsters of the strong boxes, but yet it's still very, very, very bad. 99.9% of the strong boxes never gives anything. Sometimes you're gonna get a strong boxes where like 4 or 5 exalted orbs are gonna drop and you're gonna be like, whoa, bug man, okay, let's move on. But it's missing something. It used to be such a nice mechanic, and now it's like, it's missing something. I think only Breach right now is performing well mixed with Delirium, and you're gonna have like a very good farming strategy, if it makes sense. The map mechanics, the map things, it's missing a lot of things, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do in the future, and I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be super fun to play with in a very near future. The Atlas tree, it's bad. I mean, I preferred the Atlas tree in PoE 1, but they know, they are aware that the Atlas tree is very, very far from where they want it to be. And maybe, you know what, maybe that's gonna be a conspiracy theory, but I think that what they wanted to do is not overload the game with information for the beginning of the early access. So more and more and more players are now trying out the game. There's 222,000 players at this moment of making this video playing the game only on Steam. A lot of new players are playing the game, they enjoy it, and now maybe what they're gonna do is they're gonna slowly add up materials. And now the newer players are gonna have their chance to understand what's being added in the game. So maybe that's what's gonna happen. I really hope this is what we're gonna see in the game. I think it's missing a lot of things, but overall I think it has an infinite replayability. I really, really like that even after 560 hours, I could still upgrade some of my gear on my sorceress, which is the character that I played the most. And you know what, I started playing hardcore SSF, which is actually a complete different game. I really love it. It's actually very fun. I might actually go more SSF in the future. I think it's interesting. I love trading, but SSF is very interesting to me. I tried out a flask a flask build. It was very fun. I started as an infernalist. I wanted to do like a demon form fireball build, but it didn't work, so I rerolled to a sorceress, played cast on freeze comet, and it got nerfed. And then I switched to the spark build, which is still working pretty well today. What else? Oh yeah, a level 83 Titan Warrior. Very cool, honestly. Like I said that warriors are bad. I think they have like a very good potential. It feels very rewarding when you hit that big hit where everything explodes because Herald of Ice. Let's be honest. But I think Warrior can be very, very good in the future, right? Played the Ice Strike Monk to level 80. Played like little characters there and there. We got my Lightning Arrow Deadeye right here, level 92. I'm trying out stuff, and this is what's interesting about this game, is that it has a lot of stuff to do, even if we're missing half of the game. That's gonna be this for today's video. What do you guys think about Path of Exile 2? Do you think it's like one of the best game ever, or do you think that it's still missing a lot of things? Do you don't like Path of Exile 2 at all? I mean, hey, I want to know, what do you think about Path of Exile 2? Also, if you're new to the channel and you want to see more Path of Exile 2 videos, hit that sub. It's free and it helps me a lot. Peace!